That was my bad.
Dude.
Right when you started counting, I looked and realized that I didn't change the title. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
to the woman's name for this episode. So I was like, oh no, and you were already counting. So there's that.
It's all good.
Word
for me. I don't care.
Oh man.
What's up with you, man?
Man, just trying to beat the heat, boy. Trying to beat the heat. It's not a game, man.
Hot.
It's not
hot.
a game. And like I always
feel I feel like the older I get, the more of a baby I become. Like, do you ever just have one of these hot days and you feel like you used to go out?
Oh my god!
And I was a catcher in Little League. I had to wear all the gear, right, as a catcher, which as a Little League player is crazy because they want you to be safe. So you got the full helmet and the whole, you look like you're, a tackling dummy or whatever.
Yep.
And I swear it was 145 degrees outside when we used to go play our games every single week.
Dude.
And today it's like, 114, and I walk outside. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then I go back inside and have a headache for the rest of the day.
Dude, I don't know what it is. First of all, I had a headache all day, so you're accurate on that one. And the other thing is, heat and noise. Like, you're less tolerant of both of those things as you get older. I can't take noise for any dude. It's like no noise. I'm turning into that person. You know what I mean? Me, who used to beat up the block with like 2 8-inch bass tubes in the trunk, and a full-on rigged up system that I hooked up myself, and now I can't even tolerate no noise. You know what I'm saying?
Was the leaf blower lady out there?
Oh man, yeah, we got into it a little bit. Not today. We got into it a little bit yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So, saga continues, man. She's a trip. It's a bugged out situation. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how to handle that. Like, hopefully, some viewers could actually give me some tips on how to handle this situation, because I've been as pleasant as a human being can be about it, but it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So, it's crazy.
Maybe you're just too sensitive.
Maybe. Well, I mean, that was the thing of my Black Panther post. I guess apparently I'm, you know what I'm saying? Apparently I'm like
little too fragile.
Maybe it was
fragile.
I mean, that was like the least of it. I was like a sellout to the community. I was like, damn, I'm talking about a movie. Chill out. Like, you know what I'm saying? I love my people. I don't have to, like, I don't know where this requirement came in where I have to like Killmonger to be, a black man who cares for his community. Like, chill. I didn't like the character. It's all right.
Well, I'm going to pay $30 just to watch Mulan and find something to argue with so that you can't comment.
Oh, word. You'll be the second person on this show to do that. We paid for it today.
Oh my goodness.
I know. And the thing is, I had this whole thing set up because they obviously, like, my youngest loves Mulan. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Like,
that's, her favorite. Well, you know what? I don't know. She said her favorite princess was a different one. It's every day. Like, I guess whatever. But she really has been watching like Mulan back to back to back to back. So
okay.
She's really excited about it. So my wife wants to have this like movie night with the projector and whatever. So I'm like, boom, surprise him with the movie projector, which is going to get here tomorrow. And well, tomorrow as the time we're recording the show, and like, boom, they could watch it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the whole household acted like jerks today. If that projector came in, I would have punted that joint into the street. Like, I was like, okay, see, this is what happens when you're nice to people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I saw a review of it that was just punishing.
Wow.
But I don't know. But I think a lot of people liked it. So who knows?
I mean, I don't know. It's not really is it for adults? I guess it is, right? Like, it's you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I mean, and my daughter doesn't care, so it's cool. There's certain ones that she cares about and certain ones that she doesn't. And she's hilarious because there's the animated version for her and then the humans version. That's what she calls the live action one.
The humans version. I love it.
Yeah.
They watched This is a lot of Disney going on this show right now. They watched Lion King, the live action Lion King or whatever. Listen, I told Omega this, so Omega, if you listen to this episode, I'm actually saying this out loud to the rest of the community too. Like, they like to talk through movies. Now, I'm not a movie person to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Which was actually going to be the opening question. Like, can you sit through a movie with your family? So I'm going to start now on my own. Like, I can't, because they like to talk through movies and, ask each other questions about plots, things that are happening in the plot that either are about to happen or, it's unfolding. Like, there's no need to ask this question. It's actually happening already. Chill, right? And I'm already not a movie person. So when I do watch a movie, I kind of want to focus. I want to watch it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, all that being said, they started watching Lion King, and I haven't seen either one. I haven't seen the cartoon, the animated version, or the whatever version. So I was like, I'm gonna sit down and watch this with the family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Within like 5 minutes, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it.
You just walked out?
Man, just got up and walked out. I was just go do something else. Dad stuff, man. I just like picked up something in the garage and started working on it. I'm not doing this. You know what I'm saying? I'm done.
Oh, boy.
So that's the opening question, man. Because I was bashed for my movie watching or lack thereof. I have not seen The Wiz, nor The Wizard of Oz. There are a lot of movies on the list that I haven't seen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah, I'm not a person that sits through movies. Can you sit through a movie with your family?
It's hard. It's not easy. Let me put it this way. They don't make it easier. They do not make it easy. Like for today, so wifey and I had already watched Black Panther quite a while ago. Mm-hmm. And she got it in her mind that, we should have the kid watch it with us. We should all watch it together.
Okay.
Which I already knew. I was like, are you sure? Okay. Because she's very sensitive about what the kid sees, and violence and all that stuff. I'm like, all right. Right.
Yes. It's a little tough one right there.
And we're watching it, and quickly she's like, oh, boy. And I'm sitting there, and I'm listening to Spotify in the ear that's away from her. I'm just listening to new music in one ear. And meanwhile, in the ear that's closer to her, she's talking through the entire film about the different aspects of the production and the set design and the commentary and the history. It's all very valid.
Right. I'm sure it was interesting as well.
Bonus DVD feature.
But during the movie feature?
It slightly compromises the enjoyment level.
I'm saying. I can't even. Oh, boy.
Yeah, every time. When it would get to be too much, I just point to the screen. They're doing more killing. Cover her eyes.
All right, our last one before we go to break. My daughter has gotten into, my oldest daughter has gotten into Star Wars a little bit, right? So, of course, I'm like, all right, cool. Well, this is cool. Like, this is kind of a bonding moment. I'm into it. Probably a little too much now than I'm more now than I ever was, actually. But, so I was like, all right, well, let's watch them in movie and show order, right? So we watched episode 1, watched episode 2. Then we're going through Clone Wars in order. You know what I'm saying? So
okay.
If it's season 1, episode 17, and the next one is season 4, episode 15 in the actual order of the show, then that's how we're watching it, right? So,
oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Like an actual order of events. So we have, you look at your child and you talk to your child and you find these similarities between you and your child, and you're like, I'm glad that she took that thing from me and not from her mother, right? And vice versa. Like, I'm glad she's more like her mother on this thing, and Mm-hmm. Dad, what happens to this character? We're watching the show. We're watching the show. You're gonna find out. Like, just watch the show. But I want to know now. I'm like, oh my God, your mother. You took this from your mother. This. So now I look at her differently. Like she's, like now she's tainted. Like, man, it's the bad model. Like now I got to rely on the next one. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm kidding. But yeah. I'm totally kidding. I'm joking. But yeah, it's crazy.
You are horrible.
Very much so. So anyway, this is why I don't watch movies and shows. I'm just like, movies with people. I'm just like, nah, I'm cool. It's all right. So there's that. That is your answer, folks.
There it is.
Killmonger is not
That's
a hero.
it.
Not a hero. And
it's hot.
Is absolutely.
I cannot express to you, because this, you might not hear this for a while. I cannot express to you how hot it is right now.
It's gotta be. Yeah, well, we're gonna get on to the other side, and I'm gonna throw something out there that you said before we even recorded this episode. But let's jump on to the other side. Kev, you ready?
Yep.
All right, y'all. Let's go.
Rap Sucks Radio. Blah, 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 blah.
What up, y'all? You alive on Rap Sucks Radio with your homeboy Track Life and your fam, Kev Dakota.
Heat miser.
For real, good lord.
For real.
It's not a game.
That took a lot of energy just to yell, oh my God, I got a headache. Just saying that in a moderately loud volume. Good lord.
Like, heat headaches are happening for real. Thank y'all for listening. You can catch any of our past episodes on any of your favorite podcasting platforms, including iHeartRadio, actually. iHeartRadio is re-signed on, but I thought we were already on iHeart, but we got an email confirming we're on iHeart. So, yo, if you like iHeart podcast platform, we on. What'd you
say? Nothing. I said it's a love-hate relationship. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. It is too hot for jokes.
This is not going to be a good episode.
And yo, you can catch us. You can't catch us on Pandora, which is ridiculous. But hey, Pandora, we got y'all. We're in talks. We might be in negotiations.
We're in talks. With ourselves.
With ourselves, right? But if you want to catch us on BT, if you want to catch us on TV, right, you can catch a replay of this episode on BTSN Pass. That is Behind the Scenes Network. Download the Apple channel on your Roku, your Fire Stick, or your Fire TV, and go ahead and press play. And we're right there on the front, man. We in there with a bunch of other actually really dope, podcasts and things of that nature as well. So dope content. BTSN Pass, Behind the Scenes Network. Kev, I want to jump into this real quick before we get into the doing too much. This is how hot it is out there.
How hot?
In a conversation about the show, prior conversation that we had this week, Kev was like, I'm not sure I even want to sit in this hot room and do this podcast on Saturday.
I was genuinely not sure.
He quit before we even recorded this episode. So if he quits in the middle of this episode, just know he quit on like Thursday. You know what I'm saying?
In fairness to me, I feel that way just about every Thursday. For a wide variety of reasons. This week, the reason happened to be suffocatingly extreme heat.
115 in the valley. 109 in West Covina. In Burbank, it was what, 111? 112?
I think so, something like that. Yeah.
If I could get, if that's my guess with the heat, I think it was record breaking for us out here. It's crazy.
It was like 120 degrees in Palm Springs.
Man, yeah, 120 in Palm Springs. It's actually supposed to hit 120 tomorrow in some valley areas or whatever. But
oh my god,
it's your Rap Sucks Radio weather report. Or actually post weather report, because by the time you hear this, it'll be over. Yo,
it was hot,
right? We need that. Wait, I'm not saying that on the air, but that is one of the funniest things of Family Guy. I can't, but I can't do it. Yo, who is out here doing too much, Kev?
Oh, you're gonna make me say it, huh?
I'm gonna make you say it, yeah, because you always do this to me, so it's on you this time.
You're everybody's friend, Juliet Germanotta.
The most who the hell is that name on the show almost ever. So look, Juliet Germanotta is doing too much. The title for this topic is Bearskin Rug Level Lying, and you'll see why in just a minute. A passenger in the car that drove through a crowd at the Daniel Prude protest in New York City is telling her side of the story. The source of this is the NBC New York, Channel 4 New York, get it in. So just real quick, because NBC New York is kind of full of themselves in this first line. NBC New York found the car that drove through a group of protesters in Times Square amid demonstrations over the death of a man who suffocated after police in Rochester put a spit hood over his head this year. That man's name is Daniel Prude, by the way. It was not clear how many people were in the black Ford Taurus Friday, but when asked multiple times if they wished to address the incident less than 24 hours earlier, the driver didn't roll down the windows and didn't respond while driving on 42nd Street during the afternoon. A woman's voice could be heard in the car instructing not to speak with the media. Video posted on social media shows the sedan careening down West 46th Street, its horn blaring as demonstrators scrambled out of the way. No one appeared to be seriously injured. Police said that they specifically told the this is very important right here. Police also said they specifically told the 5 counter protesters inside the car to turn through the taxi well at the nearby Marriott to avoid the protesters. Now, mind you, that's very important because part of the story is that the protesters like swarmed them and they were in it. So, they were already told by police how to avoid the situation. But the car went straight through the crowd instead, and an investigation is now ongoing. All right, so that's the beginning of the story, right? We don't know, the name of the driver has not been released, at least I wasn't able to find it, but a passenger in the vehicle, her name is Juliet Germanotta, said that this is Ron Paul levels. We had Ron Paul with the you know what I'm saying, with the theatrics last episode. So Juliet Germanotta jumps in with her theatrics. I saw my life flash in front of me as she saw protesters gather around the vehicle. She said the driver was a pro-police activist but not part of their group, and offered to drive them away because she says a mob was trying to attack them. The protesters got on 46th Street, this is her, and blocked us in, started trying to open the car, hitting the car. The driver then drove through them to try to get us to safety. She had posted on her Instagram page a video showing her decked out in Keep America Great gear, saying there was set to be a peaceful group of protesters coming out here. Germanotta had previously clashed with Black Lives Matter protests, so she's had prior issues with Black Lives Matter protesters, and has been taken into custody multiple times for dumping paint on the mural outside of Trump Tower. She said that the driver, quote unquote, saved our lives, and that the police interviewed all 6 people who were in the car and continued to investigate the incident. Earlier in the evening, I'm not done reading, police surrounded a small group of counter-protesters. This is the people that were in the car ultimately, wearing Keep America Great hats, and the groups exchanged heated words with the current protesters. One video on social media showed the police officers fanning out to keep those protesters away from Germanotta's group as they got into the car. The video shows the car traveling down the one-way street towards the area where the demonstration is blocking the street. Okay, so there are pictures. Hopefully we can post them. Hopefully I can find this picture. But there's a picture that shows that the crosswalk was green and the light in front of them was red. So, crowding and blocking the street is it's arguable. How are you supposed to cross the street? Is the question. Like, when do you cross the street? Do you cross the street when it's red and you're not supposed to, or do you cross the street when it's green? So a picture shows the car and the protesters with the crosswalk light being green and the light in front of the car being red. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's not any video to justify or verify or qualify Juliet's claim that the protesters were beating on her car. At least not to this, not to the date that this episode was recorded. But there is video of them being counter protesters and antagonizing a group of protesters, which is actually their right. However, like the discussion about Ron Paul last week, hey, sometimes the other guy gets punched in the mouth. I don't know if you can do that and find yourself in a safe situation at all times. You should be able to, but that's not generally the case. All right, that's my spiel. Kev, all yours.
Yeah, I was a little confused at first. So this took place in the city. In the city, yes. As a response to what happened in Rochester.
Correct.
Which I didn't quite understand initially. And I had heard about this happening, but then at the time I heard about it, they hadn't figured out who was in the car yet. So I guess they figured it out.
Right.
But, yeah, man, it's Manhattan. First of all, you walk whenever you feel like walking.
Right.
Especially in that part of town. I mean, you know, the only thing I will give her is that she was close enough to the theater district for the theatrics.
Right. I mean, you know.
But,
yeah.
But, good Lord. Yeah. And clearly the police, the protest, it wasn't a pop-up protest for, you know, on behalf of the guy in Rochester. Yeah. The police were there. They were trying to direct traffic, right? And then these geniuses show up with their Keep America Great hats, and not that they should be victimized just for whatever they're wearing in any kind of particular violent way, but you know, are you surprised that people maybe didn't like seeing you there with your Trump stuff on?
Play stupid games.
Hey, you know, not that anybody should be victimized for what they're wearing. But no one was going to kill you, and you almost killed. You could have definitely killed people. The thing, how many people were in the car? 5?
She said 6. Other reports were saying 5. I don't know. I've seen 6 and 5. If it was 6, then they were. Is there a seatbelt law in New York?
I was going to say that's about one clown short of a clown car.
Yeah, I was going to say. So one person, at least in Cali, one person owes $50. Well, the driver does, right? So I think they ticket the driver and the person without the seatbelt in Cali. I'm not sure, though. Somebody correct me on that. But so, yeah, if it was 6 people in the car, you was already taking an L, like you didn't have enough seatbelts. But, yeah, it was a planned protest. This wasn't like a pop-up, like you said. It was planned. It was a scheduled protest, sanctioned and commissioned and agreed to by the city. Look. I don't know what type of heroics people think that you should and should not have, right? This counter-protester game is pretty crazy. People are getting bolder and bolder. You know, Charlottesville, right? Or Charlotte, North Carolina. A few years back, you know, man drove his car straight into a group of protesters and killed a woman. You have
Charlottesville.
Charlottesville. You have your man Kyle Rittenhouse or whatever. Just a week ago or 2 weeks ago. The thing here is you're going out there to nullify these voices and you're willing to kill people for it. Now, I've only named 2 incidents, but there have been multiple. There have been plenty of incidents where counter protesters have harmed or protesters have harmed individuals. We have the Ron Paul incident we discussed last week where it looked like it could have gotten pretty dangerous. And that's just me being fair, and I don't agree with anything Ron Paul has said about it, but I can't understand where that looked unsafe. You know what I'm saying? But in this case, different from last week, is Ron Paul wasn't out there attempting to antagonize anybody, and you were. You know what I'm saying? So what was the expected result, Kev? What did you want from going out there to be an antagonist? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have no idea. That's the thing. It's you know, you want to bring... They always want to bring a gun to not a fight. You know, it's not even a fight.
Right.
And by the way, not for nothing, if the cops were telling you should have gone through the taxi lane by the Marriott in order to avoid the protesters, if you would have just listened to the cops and complied with their instructions,
thank you,
maybe you wouldn't find yourself in danger.
Right?
That actually made me throw up in my mouth a little bit, to say that.
It was gross. But it is true. In this case, you ended up putting other people in danger because you decided to mess around. So when is that okay? That's one of my biggest issues in all this. Like, the ability to pick and choose. Now, we're doing it on this show tongue in cheek. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is you wanted trouble. You know what I'm saying? You wanted trouble. People that are being pulled over by the police that are just minding their business is one thing, right? Minding my business. Maybe you give me my speeding ticket and let me roll out. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm out the car and I'm getting shot because, whatever you profiled or whatever your issue is as a police officer. I don't know. In some of these cases, like, Kyle Rittenhouse or whatever, and Juliet Germanotta or whatever her name is, you're creating this situation. Like, you're deliberately going in to create these situations, and then you are trying to make sure that you're the victim of it. Like, how are you a victim when you throw the first punch? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand the argument here. You know what I mean? You threw the first punch. You were tripping. People reacted to it, and then
you threw the first punch with a car. It would be another thing if you just walked up, trying to throw hands,
right?
And somebody got knocked out,
right?
Someone's going to jail, right?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
And whoever ends up getting knocked out, might have a little bit of pity for him, regardless of who it is. But you didn't do that. You wanted to run some people over, man. Get out of here.
Yeah, I mean,
cut it out.
Yeah. the dude that was driving the car happened to be a sympathizer and was like, pulls up on the horse, like, I'll get you out of here. And then, like, I'm like, where did you come from? What? You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. I don't know. You might need to do whoever was driving needs to be locked up. A victim of the crime or whatever was crossing the street with his bike and got his bike run into multiple times. Like, it was like, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You were looking for trouble and found it, and hopefully you got to sit in jail for a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's ridiculous. Anyways.
Silly.
Speaking of sitting in jail for a little bit, this week's another Rap Sucks Radio edition of A Florida Man. You know what I mean?
Hey, Florida.
Right.
What are you doing, Florida?
I know we haven't talked.
I know you had some weather events. But that's not an excuse.
No.
You're not. Don't let these people catch up to you in New York or in D.C. or in Portland. You're Florida.
You're Florida.
Get after it.
Get after it. Do it right. You know what I'm saying?
How are you not on this show for like 2 weeks, Florida?
Where have you been?
Come on.
I think the last time Florida was on this show was when dude called Beyonce like an Italian woman, right? I mean, for not being on the show for a couple of weeks, Florida does. When Florida gets in, they get in. You know what I mean?
Florida does, yeah. When Florida makes contact, that ball's going somewhere.
It is, right? Yeah. It's a complete foul ball, but it's into the deep rafters. Topic title. Shout out to Kev. This guy's got a set of Powerballs. A Florida man tried to cash a $30 lottery ticket from the same convenience store he stole it from. Dog.
That is how you do crime. Let me just explain to you. I watch a lot of crime procedural TV programs.
All right.
This is how you do crime.
If you're gonna do it like this.
Do it. Make contact. Be Florida.
Oh, man.
Repeat one more time what this guy did or why he got in trouble.
This man tried to cash a $30 lottery ticket from the same convenience store he stole that ticket from. I don't know why.
I love this so much.
Oh my God. This is what people are. Okay. This is sourced by The Insider. Herman McClellan is the player involved in this, a Florida man. Florida police arrested a man this week for attempting to cash in a winning scratch-off ticket at the same convenience store he stole it from. The Clearwater Police Department said in an August 20th statement that the man was identified as 27-year-old Herbert McClellan. According to the police, he stole 13 scratch-off tickets from the Speedway convenience store. And when he found out that one was the winner, he went back to that same store to cash it in. Store workers immediately called the police. McClellan was arrested. The lottery ticket was only worth $30. McClellan was charged with petty. They have petite. Is that am I wrong about this?
Is that what it says?
Maybe I just didn't know that it was spelled like that.
Petite theft.
Is that?
That's some Florida. Florida has to create different levels of criminality than the rest of the nation.
You know how you think like this? You know how there's like a word will sound the same but not be spelled the same as what you think. But I think it's petty theft. Okay, and
I would assume.
and dealing in stolen property according to the statement. And look, if I am wrong about this one, I will gladly hold my own. But I didn't know that legally it was spelled P-E-T-I-T. That might be it. That might be how it's spelled, and I just didn't know. This is my Donald Trump moment.
Very specific French crime. You think he grabbed 14 and then he threw one down because 13 is his lucky number?
I'm trying to figure out how you steal lottery tickets. Like, did he just grab the roll and start running?
Oh, don't hurt yourself trying to figure it out. It's this is Florida.
My man just grabbed a handful and just mashed out.
It's for all we know in Florida, they just keep the lottery tickets right out in front of the counter. It's like an honor system kind of deal. Toilet paper rolls.
Take a penny, leave a penny type. Like take a lottery ticket, leave a lottery ticket type joint.
Oh, I wonder how. God, I wish we had video of how hyped he was when he saw that he won $30. I'm
saying no. Could he have cashed it in a different place?
They have to have footage. You think he walked back in with a big smile on his face? Not a petite smile, a big smile. A grand smile.
A petite smile. Oh man, you know what, man? I'm giving credit to the police on this work, but I'm not giving credit on the last statement. I don't know why. I guess, man, you got to enjoy your job. The last quote from police is, "It's safe to say it was not his lucky day." I'm like, dude, do you watch? You gotta watch better movies, man. You gotta watch better movies. Yo, can I tell a quick story about that? Yo,
please.
So.
What about better movies you haven't watched?
Right? Well, this is funny, even funnier. So we're in Germany. I was on tour with Diamond District, right? And we're at a club or whatever, and apparently that club was letting underage people in. We had no idea. We were backstage, which was like right across from the kitchen, which is even more of a funny joke. But I don't smoke, and Odd doesn't smoke. You know what I'm saying? So we some of the other fellas might blaze, but you couldn't blaze backstage anyway. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy, right? But you couldn't. One way or the other, you couldn't. So the German police bust into the joint. You know what I'm saying? And we're backstage. We have no idea that the police are there. Like, we don't even have a clue, But they were there checking IDs and blah, 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 right? So anyhow, me and I backstage talking, laughing or whatever, and I mean, I don't know. We might bleep this out or whatever, but it's part of the story. So, German police officer comes in, he points at us, and he goes, "Where is the shit?" We was like, "What?"
Did you think there was some sort of language barrier?
We didn't know. what he was talking about at all. Like, we had no clue why he was there or whatever. And the assumption that, looking back on it, like,
and why did the German police officer have a French accent? That's a mystery as well.
All my accents sound like that. Right? All accents are all horrible. Where is the shit?
And everybody in Europe is Inspector Clouseau.
Or some form of Nigerian accent. Like, I don't know what accent that was, but it was so funny because we had no idea. But he really walked in like he was in a movie, and like we were gonna turn around and be like, "Oh my God, Officer, Wiessenhosen, here's the shit." Like, like, dog, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, nobody in here smokes. And once we realized, he was like, I don't smoke. But the other thing that now that I look back was like, you were there for underage people. You know what I'm saying? So you check our IDs, look around the room and find that nobody else is in the room and leave it alone. You know what I mean? But
right.
he was going to bust us for the issue. Yeah, he didn't even check our IDs. He was like, y'all old enough. Are you smoking? It's like, nah. All right. Peace. Like, peace.
Oh,
man.
That was a good story.
Thank you.
That would make a good movie, too.
I don't know. I'm assuming police really get off on having great one-liners. That the last two that we stated were not great one-liners. They got to work on their one-liners. You know what I mean? All right. Last topic, man.
Oh.
Your topic title for this is, what about Lake Minnetonka, though? All right, so I'm not gonna read all of this because it's a lot, yo.
Okay.
Like, this is an intricate story.
I kind of forget what happened here.
An unsanctioned nude beach in Minnesota has caused quite the hassle for cops and city officials. This is sourced by Vice. Whenever Vice writes an article, man, they are really detailed, which you gotta appreciate. But it was like, okay,
hard hitting.
It's like, this is a lot for a lake. Theodore, the players involved or the place involved is Theodore Worth Regional Park in Golden Valley, Minnesota, and this is Mayor Shep Harris is involved in this. So last month, the police in Golden Valley, Minnesota, harassed a bunch of beachgoers for hanging out naked after flying a drone over the scene to see if they would spot some nudity. The incident happened on the beach at Theodore Worth Regional Park. Locals, law enforcement, and the mayor himself. Everyone knows this as Bare Ass Beach. It was a spot that people knew to be hidden enough that you could let some skin show, or you could basically be naked. But the push for cracking down on nudity on the beach came all the way from the top.
Cracking down.
Nice. And the push. Mayor sent an email to the city manager. He's like saying, I've got several complaints lately about the nudity at Bare Ass Beach. Sounds like the patrols need to be beefed up by either us or the police, by the park police. And he sent I don't know why this is the thing.
This is the level of detail.
Like, sent from his iPhone. Like, what? Why does that matter? Who cares? What? Anyway,
that's product placement, man.
Right? I was like, I'm reading it going,
Vice is killing it.
Sent from his iPhone for what? Anyway, Fernando police held city meetings, etc., to try to knock this down. But at the end of the day, this is something that they're having a lot of difficulty knocking down or whatever. So, they're flying drones over.
Keeps coming up.
Yeah. It's a lot. Let me read the end. The whole mess shows the mayor trying to nudge the police department into taking action on something that was arguably not harming anyone else. All this stemming from people complaining to the authorities about their neighbors. It says boobs are safe for now on Bare Ass Beach, but the city did not respond to Motherboard's the group, the entity that gained all the access to the information. Requests for policies on the use of drones to spy on people, which is basically the point of Vice's article, which is why it was so detailed. But that's not the point of Rap Sucks Radio. The point is, why? All around why. Why was this article so detailed? Why are you bothered by this? Oh, there's so much why.
Oh, well, you know what? It's good to know that in a country that's as fraught as America, that Minneapolis law enforcement has enough time to worry about this. You know, it must be very nice there. I can't think of anything else that could possibly be worse than some people letting their nuts hang at the beach.
We went from a set of Powerballs to...
See, you had your segue there.
Yeah, there you go. Nice setup. Setup.
That's the post segue, just like the post weather report.
Right, post segue, post weather report. This is all ass backwards.
The weather post cast.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I don't know much about Minnesota. I guess it is summertime. The only thing I've ever heard about Minnesota was a couple of bartenders that lived in California but were from Minnesota talked a lot about ice fishing with their fathers. So as I'm thinking about a lake in Minnesota, that's the first thing that comes to mind. Like, yo, obviously it's not winter, so of course it makes, sense. That's actually the first one. I was like, damn, it had to be cold. And I was like, wait a minute, this article's from July. So,
but everybody had their poll.
All right, guys.
Oh, did I mention it's
I said that's our show. That is our show. We're done. Shout out, by the way, Kev. Shout out to my man Duke Westlake, winner of the Ski Beats Smack Pack battle. That was dope.
Oh, word.
Yeah, he took it, brought it back to the city. So congrats to Duke Westlake.
And shout to, I think Bo is promoting that as well, right? The homie Bo.
Yeah, I saw Bo in the chat and promoting it as well. You can also tell that it's Bo's artwork. So, yeah, good job, Bo, for the signature artwork. But yeah, congrats to Duke Westlake, man. This is actually a dope battle. They were asking for suggestions. I suggest you take the battle to Twitch. But even then, people's sound issues are, based on what equipment they're using for sound. So,
Yeah, I wanted to check it out. I saw Bo's post, but I hadn't dug into it anymore. I did. I just wanted to see how they were. They were doing it live?
They were doing it live. Yeah. So, somebody needed, there were a couple producers. I mean, all the beats were fresh. All the producers were dope. I'm sure the judges had like a tough time because every beat was like, ooh. Like, it was like nonstop. Like, whoa, this is crazy. But,
that's what's up. But
at the end of the day, for sound issues, not speaking to any of the specific, finalists, but even going back to the versus battles, like you kind of have to walk through this and figure out what you're going to do about your sound before you go live on anything. You know what I'm saying? Because that's essential. That's key. You know what I mean? And some people are more prepared than others in with regards to that. So good self-focus, right? Or iRig. There are plenty of YouTube videos to help you with the setup, but it's pretty simple. So yeah.
I just pictured my video and my sound glitching while we're talking about
as
this.
we see, you're frozen again.
Which that'd be pretty dope.
Right? Or my mic, my mic's not on.
Get your act together, there, pal. You're gonna do it right.
Right? Yeah, I've had 2 episodes where my mic isn't on. So listen, I'm not judging anybody here. I'm just saying, be prepared. Obviously. All right, y'all.
Shout out to Ski too, the big OG.
Yo, shout out to Ski Beats. Ski is working hard for the culture, man. Like, working very hard for the culture.
Definitely stays.
And I like this, man. I like this is I know I said the show is over, but I want to spend one more quick minute on this. Versus and DJs on Twitch. The DJ community is really amazing to watch right now. Beat battles online. Like, this has been the blessing of COVID. How people are building, online audiences, you know what I'm saying, and online performances. Mm-hmm. I really like this, and I hope it continues after COVID to where live shows are also streamed in a more efficient manner to where you can just log on and check things out on your own. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see.
Yeah, so we don't have to go out.
Yeah, because I don't want to go nowhere no more. So there's that.
Too hot.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with us, man. I am your homeboy Trek Life, and that is your fam Kev Sakota.
Yes, sir.
Thank y'all for listening. If you want to catch past episodes, please check out rapsucksradio.com or any of your favorite podcasting platforms, with the random exception of Pandora. If you want to see a replay of this episode on TV, I'm gonna get on this TV, mama. You can check out BTSN Pass. That's Behind the Scenes Network. Download the app or channel on your Roku or your Fire Stick or your Fire TV. Go ahead and click on that app or channel, and boom, we right there. So, with all that being said, on the count of 3, we say peace. 1, 2, 3. Peace. All right, Kev.
I think there's a mosquito in here. I'm gonna go drive a car through this dude right now. All right,
man. Peace.
I gotta go.